Welcome to the video, guys, and today I want to show you two chess games that I played on chess.com quite recently. So, the first game against Marin Snell, Marin I guess it's pronounced anyway, playing with white, e4, as always, obviously. We get the Arcando defense, and playing the most simple exchange variation. And now I am a fan of the pawn of attack, which is called. It's basically like a modified Queen's Gambit, sort of. Opponent goes knight c6, and I simply take the pawn. And now here my opponent blunders. They play knight b4. Now why this is a blunder is because I have the simple move queen a4, check on the king, win the knight. Very simple. They can of course block with the knight as well, but due to this pawn on the d5 square, I can still take the knight and win some material. But anyway, I did not see that because I just didn't see it. Now what I did see, however, though, is that this king here is kind of weak. It doesn't have any squares if I give this check, and if I can somehow remove this bishop from that diagonal, then I could win some material. So I decided to develop my knight, which is obviously a miss because I could have just won a clean knight. But now my opponent blunders again, like the same thing. I can win the same thing. But however, I obviously still don't see it, so I continue with my original idea by playing h3, which the idea is if he moves that bishop now, and not like back here, but like on this diagonal, then I can, give this bishop check. And in fact, he does. He pulls the bishop back. And now I can give this bishop check, great move, and my opponent blocks with a knight because they don't want to give up their queen. So now I obviously take the knight with my pawn, winning some free material. The opponent tries to attack my bishop with their queen, but I simply take this pawn with check. I'm going to queen on the next move, and my opponent resign. The game could have continued with something like queen takes bishop, and I simply take the rook with check, I queen, and that it's obviously completely over. Another possibility would have been that that when they don't make this move, go here. Instead, I still take the rook with check, and I'm up so much material, it's totally hopeless for black. Now the other game that I wanted to show you is a game against Chessmate, and I played wonderfully. You can see 87% accuracy, 0 mistakes, 1 inaccuracy, and my rating was estimated 1,500 at 1,000 level. That is absolutely crazy. So I'm playing with black, and the problem that my opponent has is they're playing like a weird offbeat opening. Just randomly moving some pawns by one square. I take the entire center, and I already have a 0.6 advantage as black, which is insane. So I just keep developing, bring out my knights, everything very simple. He fianchettos his bishops, and now I see, what? I have this great, like, weak pawn here, or he has this weak pawn, and I have this good attack, the bishop is there. Why not also attack it with the knight? It's the best move. So he now blocks my attack with a bishop, and here the best move would have been to take this free pawn with the knight. And I think the idea is like you just win a free pawn in the center, you can always move this knight back and keep the attack or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but it's basically something like that. I'm sorry, guys. But instead, what I do is I do this one inaccuracy in the entire game, and I bring out the queen to further attack this pawn and kind of threat checkmate. So my idea is if he takes this bishop here, then that blunders, because I will take here with check, only legal move go here, and now I would assume that I can just take this bishop, attack the rook at the same time, but maybe there's even a better way to win, like queen here. Yes, so there is. So e3, best move, goes back, and maybe, okay, so it says to go back here, king goes to d2, and now, yes, so you just take the bishop. It's a very pleasant position for black. Of course, they need to bring out the knight to make sure their rook won't get taken, and it's a very very nice position to have. You can kick the knight. It's so. But anyway, my opponent doesn't want to allow any of this kind of stuff, so instead they block with the pawn, right? But now this is the problem. It weakens this e3 square here, and so what I do is I go with my knight there. It's great move. Fork on the queen and the bishop. Opponent moves the queen. I take the bishop with check, and I have a very good position. And now I can also take this pawn. Simply I just win a clean pawn in the center. We trade bishops, and I put my knight in the center, and I'm completely chilling. So my opponent takes my knight, of course, and already I have a four move advantage. Like, I'm up a pawn, so it's like I had another full minor piece. So I develop my bishop, to keep an eye on the queen. Opponent blocks with the pawn. We trade some pawns in the center, and I bring my bishop back. And look at this. It's eyeing this pawn that is very weak, only defended by this queen. And I have a very nice position. Opponent develops the knight, defends the pawn, kind of a logical move. And I decide to castle queenside because it puts my rook in the center right away. I'm in no threat of getting attacked on the queen side because I am the one attacking, as a matter of fact. So there's nothing to be scared about. And also this knight right here, I can move this knight, and that rook will start seeing the queen. So opponent attacks my queen. I bring my queen over here, where I have two attacks on this pawn, only one defender. I also bring another attack into this pawn. And now this pawn is also pinned, to the king. So it's a very good position. So opponent tries to develop the knight. I have a plus 11 advantage, like that's completely clean winning. So I just take this free pawn. I attack the queen. The knight attacks the pawn. I'm going to win another pawn. And it's completely hopeless. The opponent does not see that the queen is under attack. I win the queen, and the opponent resigns. And I mean, this game could have, it's made it in 11. It's entirely hopeless. So I played some really good chess games, the other day. I think part of it has to do with that I'm sick, so my brain kind of works on higher power than usual. But that being said, I do make some easy mistakes, of course, as well. So yeah, these are only 2 out of the 4 games that I played. And the 2 other games were quite bad, but still really happy with this kind of result. I played a really good, this game especially. I played really well. I'm really happy with my performance, and hope you enjoyed this chess game. I hope you enjoyed this chess game, and I will see you in future videos. Bye.